Hey there, friend. Let's talk about something we've all struggled with at some point. Procrastination. You know that feeling when you have something important to do, but you keep putting it off? Maybe you're scrolling through social media instead of working on that project, or cleaning your room instead of studying for an exam. Sound familiar? Don't worry, you're not alone, and more importantly, you can beat this habit. First, let's understand what procrastination really is. It's not just being lazy or having poor time management skills. Procrastination is actually your brain's way of protecting you from uncomfortable emotions. When we think about doing a task that seems boring, difficult, or overwhelming, our brain triggers a stress response. To avoid that discomfort, we turn to something that feels good in the moment, like watching videos, playing games, or doing easier tasks. The problem is, this temporary relief comes with a price. The task doesn't go away, and often becomes more stressful as deadlines approach. It's like a snowball rolling downhill, getting bigger and more overwhelming as time passes. But here's the good news. Once you understand why you procrastinate, you can start fighting back with the right strategies. Let me share some practical techniques that actually work. Strategy number 1. The 2-minute rule. This is incredibly simple but powerful. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it right now. Don't think about it. Don't add it to your to-do list. Just do it immediately. Reply to that text message, file that document, wash those dishes. This prevents small tasks from piling up and becoming overwhelming later. Strategy number 2. Break it down. Large projects feel intimidating because our brain can't handle the full scope. Instead of thinking, I need to write a 10-page report, break it down into smaller, manageable pieces. Today, I'll research 3 sources. Tomorrow, I'll create an outline. The day after, I'll write the introduction. Each small step feels achievable, and completing them gives you momentum to keep going. Strategy number 3. The Pomodoro Technique. Set a timer for 25 minutes and work on your task with complete focus. When the timer goes off, take a 5-minute break. After 4 of these sessions, take a longer break of 15 to 30 minutes. This technique works because it makes any task feel manageable. You can do anything for just 25 minutes, right? Plus, the breaks give you something to look forward to. Strategy number 4. Remove temptations. Make procrastination harder and productivity easier. Put your phone in another room when you need to focus. Use website blockers to prevent access to distracting sites. Clear your workspace of clutter. The goal is to reduce friction for the things you want to do and increase friction for the things that distract you. Strategy number 5. The 5-minute start. Often, the hardest part is just beginning. Tell yourself you'll only work on the task for 5 minutes. That's it. No pressure to finish or make significant progress. Most of the time, once you start, you'll naturally continue beyond the 5 minutes. But even if you don't, you've made progress and broken the cycle of avoidance. Strategy number 6. Use implementation intentions. Instead of vague goals like, I'll exercise more, create specific if-then plans. If it's 7 a.m. on Monday, then I'll go for a 30-minute walk. This removes the mental energy needed to decide when and how to act. Your brain already knows the plan, so it's easier to follow through. Strategy number 7. Find your why. Connect your tasks to your deeper values and goals. Instead of thinking, I have to study for this test. Reframe it as, studying for this test helps me become the knowledgeable professional I want to be. When tasks feel meaningful, motivation comes more naturally. Strategy number 8. Practice self-compassion. Here's something crucial. Stop beating yourself up for procrastinating. Self-criticism actually makes procrastination worse because it creates more negative emotions to avoid. Instead, treat yourself with kindness. Acknowledge that you procrastinated, understand why it happened, and gently guide yourself back to the task. Research shows that self-compassion leads to better motivation and performance. Strategy number 9. Create accountability. Tell someone about your goals and deadlines. Better yet, work alongside others or join a study group. When other people know about your commitments, you're more likely to follow through. You can also use apps that let friends check on your progress, or that donate money to charity if you don't meet your goals. Strategy number 10. Reward yourself. Set up a reward system for completing tasks. After finishing a difficult project, treat yourself to something you enjoy. Watch a movie, go out with friends, or buy something you've been wanting. The key is to make the reward proportional to the effort and only give it to yourself after completing the task. Now, let me address something important. You might be thinking, these strategies sound great, but what if I try them and still procrastinate? That's completely normal. Changing habits takes time and practice. Don't expect perfection immediately. Start with just 1 or 2 strategies that resonate with you. Maybe begin with the 2-minute rule and breaking down large tasks. Use them consistently for a week or 2 before adding more techniques. Remember, the goal isn't to become a productivity machine overnight. It's to gradually build better habits. Also, understand that some procrastination is normal and even helpful. Sometimes your brain needs time to process information or come up with creative solutions. The problem is chronic procrastination that consistently interferes with your goals and well-being. Pay attention to your procrastination patterns. Do you procrastinate more on certain types of tasks? At specific times of day? When you're stressed or tired? Understanding your triggers helps you prepare better strategies. For example, if you always procrastinate on boring administrative tasks, you might batch them together and tackle them when your energy is high. If you procrastinate when you're overwhelmed, you might need to focus more on breaking tasks down and managing your stress levels. Here's another important point. Perfectionism often fuels procrastination. If you're waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect mood to start, you'll be waiting forever. Done is better than perfect. You can always improve something after you've started, but you can't improve something that doesn't exist. Let me share a few more advanced techniques that can really make a difference. First, try the Swiss cheese method. Instead of working on a project from start to finish, randomly pick different parts to work on. Write the conclusion before the introduction, or work on the middle section first. This helps overcome the pressure of linear progress and makes the task feel less structured and intimidating. Another powerful technique is called temptation bundling. Pair something you need to do with something you want to do. For example, only listen to your favorite podcast while doing household chores, or only watch your favorite show while exercising on a treadmill. This creates positive associations with tasks you typically avoid. Time blocking is also incredibly effective. Instead of keeping a simple to-do list, assign specific time slots to your tasks. From 9 to 10 a.m., you'll work on emails. From 10 to 11:30 a.m., you'll focus on that important project. This creates structure and makes it harder to drift into procrastination because you have a clear plan for your time. Consider using the eat the frog principle too. Tackle your most challenging or important task first thing in the morning when your energy and willpower are highest. Once you've completed the hardest thing, everything else feels easier by comparison, and you'll have momentum to carry you through the rest of your day. Let's also talk about your environment. Your surroundings have a huge impact on your behavior. If you always procrastinate in your bedroom, try working in a different location. If your desk is cluttered and chaotic, spend 10 minutes organizing it before you start working. Small changes to your environment can lead to big changes in your behavior. Understanding your natural energy rhythms is crucial too. Are you a morning person or a night owl? Do you have an energy crash after lunch? Schedule your most important work during your peak energy hours and save routine tasks for when your energy is lower. Here's something that might surprise you. Sometimes procrastination is actually your intuition telling you something important. Maybe you're avoiding a task because it's not aligned with your goals, or because you need more information before you can do it properly. Before forcing yourself to push through, take a moment to reflect. Is this task really necessary? Could it be done differently or at a better time? But don't use this as an excuse to avoid everything. Most of the time, procrastination is just your brain trying to avoid discomfort, not providing valuable insight. Let's address the emotional side of procrastination too. Often we procrastinate because we're afraid of failure, afraid of success, afraid of judgment, or afraid of not being good enough. These fears are normal, but they don't have to control your actions. Acknowledge the fear. Remind yourself that it's just a feeling, and take action anyway. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's acting despite the fear. One technique I love is called future self-visualization. Take a moment to imagine yourself 1 year from now. If you continue procrastinating on your important goals, where will you be? How will you feel? Now imagine the version of yourself that consistently takes action. What has that person achieved? How confident and proud do they feel? Use this vision to motivate yourself in difficult moments. It's also helpful to understand that motivation is unreliable. Motivation comes and goes like the weather. Instead of waiting to feel motivated, focus on building systems and habits. When you have good systems in place, you can make progress even when motivation is low. Think about successful athletes. They don't train only when they feel like it. They have a schedule and stick to it regardless of how they feel. You can apply this same principle to any area of your life. Let's talk about dealing with overwhelm, because this is often at the root of procrastination. When you feel overwhelmed, your brain shuts down and avoids the source of stress. The solution is to get everything out of your head and onto paper. Do a brain dump, where you write down everything you need to do without worrying about organization or priority. Just get it all out. Then, organize this list. What's urgent versus important? What can be delegated or eliminated completely? What are the next specific actions you need to take? Breaking overwhelm down into manageable pieces makes everything feel more doable. Remember, procrastination is often a sign that you care about doing well. People who don't care about quality or outcomes rarely procrastinate. They just do a mediocre job and move on. Your procrastination might actually be coming from a place of wanting to do your best work. Channel that caring into action rather than avoidance. Here's a mindset shift that can be game-changing. Instead of thinking, I have to do this, try thinking, I get to do this. This simple language change can transform your relationship with tasks. You get to work on improving your skills. You get to contribute to something meaningful. You get to take another step toward your goals. Finally, celebrate your wins, no matter how small. Finished one paragraph of that report? Celebrate it. Made one phone call you'd been avoiding? Give yourself credit. These small celebrations reinforce positive behavior and make you more likely to continue taking action. The key to beating procrastination isn't finding the perfect system or having superhuman willpower. It's about understanding yourself, being kind to yourself, and consistently taking small actions even when you don't feel like it. Every time you choose action over avoidance, you're building the skill of following through on your commitments. You have everything you need to beat procrastination and create the life you want. It starts with that next small step. What will yours be?